Afternoon, everyone in the Now group. So Lindsay has allowed me to come in, and I actually feel really nervous. I've done loads of lives in my own group, even on my own page, even on my own profile, but it feels really strange to be in somebody else's group to take over and do that. So for the people that don't know me, my name's Samantha and I am a happiness coach. And I put why there is because people are kind of like saying, well, what is a happiness coach and why is it happiness? So to let you know, what I do is I am absolutely passionate about helping people to see possibilities that they perhaps hadn't before. And I coach them in a specific 7-step process in helping them to achieve their dreams and making it into reality. But why is it happiness? Why is it not just a life coach? It really is because happiness really does matter. For me, it was something that I always chased, and it was something that I always thought was outside myself. It was just another emotion. But once I realised actually in the research that I did and the studies that I've done on positive psychology and the science of happiness, it really, really resonated with me on how actually happiness is inside us, and it really is something that people say, I know that, but it's not what we cultivate, it's not what we do every single day. We cultivate fear and we cultivate stress and all the other things. It's not something that we actually do on a regular basis, is cultivate positive emotion, because happiness is really about a state. It's all about being a state. It's not about being happy all the time. It's not about hedonism. It's not about joy or a certain emotion. It's actually about cultivating these emotions so that when stresses and anxieties and life gets in the way, you actually bounce back a little bit faster, because you have that, because of the way that the way that I have myself. The reason I do it is because I've personally got the benefits from it. But it's so that we can get on the negative bias of our brain that we normally have and the world, and we can kind of sway it to a more neutral way that we actually can regulate our mind, our businesses, and lots of other things. Because a little background about me is I had a business 10 years ago, which I loved, but I didn't actually have the balance of being able to be self-employed, entrepreneur, whatever word you want to call it, at the time. And I went into overwhelm, and my body, my mind, and everything else went just completely shut down. And I ended up kind of paralyzed for months, and ended up thinking, okay, I'll just give it all up, I'll do it all. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. If you don't find the tools to actually regulate and work out how it is, if you keep shoving all your emotions down, which I was doing, eventually they just come up and they show in so many different ways, normally physically eventually, because we do hear it in our voices, but eventually the way that it hits us is when it hits us in our physical being, whether that is that we become so fatigued, where we end up with fibromyalgia, or if we end up with IBS, or if we end up with me, it was my whole body that just the neural system just shut down. But it can be as simple as skin disorders. It can be lots of different things that we can actually end up not listening to our bodies. So why is it habits? Why is it habits of happiness? Because over the last couple of years, I have realized that actually we can call them all the things that we want. We can call them belief systems, we can call them our identity and everything else, but actually they're all habits. And the ones that are subconscious, that are deep within us, even the ones that regulate our heart and our system, they're all kind of there, and they're all habits that we do. And a lot of it, we don't even realize that they're even kind of destroying what we need. Do you know, like they're no longer serving us. So what I realized is, with the system that I have developed, is small consistent change is a thing that can actually help massive compounding effect on my life and on my business, and it's really made a big huge change. So the reason I'm in here is just to give you a couple of things that I'm doing, and I would love you to be involved. So I have two kind of companies actually that I have. So I have the Habits of Happiness coaching, and I am running a 21-day challenge there. And this is part of my book that I'm writing that's going to be finished in July. And that's my 7 secrets to happiness, and it's my morning routine. And everything is actually grown from that. So even my coaching, my studies, like my little project that I've got in the schools at the moment, everything has came from that, and how I've actually managed to do it. So I really want to have as many people in it as possible to see if it actually works for other people. So at the moment, I've got just under 100 people, but I would love anybody else to be in it. It might work for you. The reason it's worked for me is that I was not great at changing my habits. I didn't even recognise half of the behaviours that I'd had or anything. Hi, Amy. Sorry, I'm away there. Hi, Lindsay. So yeah, so this is why I'm doing it. Is to get really researched. So at the beginning, I give you 2 kind of questionnaires, and then at the end, and it is only 21 days, so it's not going to be massive, because one misconception about habits and one myth that's out there is that it takes 21 days to create a habit. Now, it actually can take anywhere between 4 days and a full year, depending on the person and depending on how intrinsically you want to change, how much it motivates you to want to do that, and the habit loop within yourself, etc. There's lots of science behind habits. But what I found is I've already created the main parts of the habit loop for you, because I've created when it's to be done, the simplicity of it, and I've given you loads and loads of evidence of why it's so good on creating positive emotions, and actually just setting the morning up how you want it to be. So if I've not sold you on that, I don't know how I'm going to sell you. So that's just coming in and doing that. The other thing that I have is a group. And it's a community group. It's a community-based group, so it is half business and half people who are looking for wellness and happiness. It's called The Happiness Hub, and it was really designed to give support of people who were either looking for alternative ways to create health and balance in their lives, and also a community for entrepreneurs and self-employed, and people who could showcase what they want, like what they're really good at. So I every single month there is live interviews, and I also have a membership site which is free at the moment, where you can take all these mini teaches that people who are in the group have been very generous enough to give their expertise, because I was so interested in alternative health, because 5 years ago, I didn't really know that much. Even though I'd done a bit of it, I didn't really know about crystals. I didn't know that much about different energy healings. Even though I'm a Reiki master now, I didn't know any of that. And I was fascinated about the moon, about tantric, and also about how all of these things can actually help a business, because if I'm balanced, then my business is balanced. So anyway, I would love you to come into there. And I have just decided over the last month to take it offline. And it is an amalgamation of a wellbeing event, but also networking. So the last event that I did for a charity event, the way that it went, it was rubbish weather, but people who had came along had a great time and actually really networked and really met and connected and bought off of each other, and are actually now 2 or 3 of them are doing collaborations and workshops together. So that's where the idea of this wellbeing event is, bringing the community to the local businesses and the other way around, so that you can showcase what you're really good at. Because sometimes I love networking events, and especially this one, love it, love it, love it, love this networking event. But we often just have one and then we have a chat. So this was an idea that actually you could go along, and there'll be 10 stalls there, and also the lovely Claire's going to be the first one. So you are going to get your talk, and you're going to get a chance to do that, and you also get a cuppa and a cake and a chat to be able to do that. So it's just to see if it works, to bring more of a community feel into the networking, rather than it being just all business or it just being community. I thought sometimes, well, I know I buy from the people in here in small businesses. So I thought just as well to meet people at the same time. It might work, it might not. I'm always a trier. So I would love you to come along, and I will pop in the links to both the Happiness Hub membership site and group if you want to join that, and also the link if you want to buy a ticket. It's only a £5. There's no more spaces to rent spaces for tables or anything. They've all been taken, and for the following month have nearly been taken. But you're more than welcome to come along. It's only £5 to mingle and check out all the lovely people that are there. Even grab a mini taster session, because there's, I think, 4 therapists there as well. There'll be a booklet that's going to be up and running, and I'll be doing interviews, so you'll get to meet them before we go along as well, so which will be amazing. But it would be lovely to meet other people and other like-minded who are looking for well-being in a different way from the conventional. So I will leave you now. And this is what happens when I do too much electricity. I think I get like a red blush on. Anyway, it was so lovely, Lindsay. Thank you for me invading this beautiful space, which is now, and it is an amazing group. I have met so many amazing people and done challenges with yourself, and it's been absolutely lovely. So I've really enjoyed it. But I will leave my links below, so if you want to join the 21-day challenge, then more than welcome to. It starts tomorrow. That's why I did it today. Starts tomorrow, but you can catch up. I'm going to put in everything just after here. I'm going live, and then also I'll put in my link to the Happiness Hub group and the link to buy a ticket as well, if you'd like that, if that's okay with you, Lindsay. But have a lovely, lovely day, everybody. I've lost concept of what day it is. I think it's Wednesday. See you all later. Thanks again, Lindsay.